Are you clear and confident about your value? Are you able to easily articulate what it is that you actually do for your clients and what kind of difference that makes to them? Or do you find yourself kind of squirming a little bit when somebody asks you what's good about you, why should they work with you, what difference do you make to your customers? I find this actually is probably one of the biggest areas that holds a lot of people back in business, because they love to hide their light under a bushel, credit their customers with all the successes in their business, and really actually undersell their role in helping customers to grow their business, get new clients, organise themselves, or whatever the thing is that you actually help your customers with. Because if you can't confidently articulate the value that you add to customers, then several things are likely to happen. The first one is that you will probably undercharge for your services, because you will base it on how long something takes you or how easy it is for you to do, where actually value comes from your knowledge, your expertise, your credibility, your years of experience, and all of the stuff that's wrapped together to make you exactly the person that you are and make your business create the impact that it creates. So value is about trust, about quality, about service. But if you can't get that message across, then your customer is going to contemplate price before they contemplate value. So it's going to have a big impact on how much you charge. But also, if you struggle to articulate this, that will come through in places like your marketing message. So it just won't be clear in your social media or your networking pitch or anything, your website, anything that you put together to promote your business is probably going to be a little vague. And it's not going to kind of state with confidence why somebody should come and work with you. So it's also going to make it much harder for you to gain new customers. And it will make it difficult as well for you to differentiate yourself from the competition, because you'll just be saying the same things as everybody else. So when you can actually make this switch to really digging into the value that you add, the difference that you make, the impact that you have on your clients and their life and their business, can be a massively pivotal moment for you and your business. So I want to just share some quick tips with you about this today. The first thing is to really think about, what does it mean to my clients to work with me? What's the point? What do they get? What feels and looks different to them? What is business or life like after they work with you? And you really want to be able to get this down to some really quite small specifics. So for me, for instance, it would be very easy to say, I help my clients to grow their business. But it's really, really big and vague. And it's very hard to really pin down the specific value in that. Now, the value there doesn't have to be, I help my clients grow their business by £100,000 or, double their income. It doesn't actually have to be a specific number in terms of being able to articulate your value. But it might be, for instance, that I help clients create a business that they feel proud of, rather than feeling that their business is chaotic and they're winging it. Now, again, that's not really, it's not a measure, it's not a specific, but when you can get to that point where there is something you say that really resonates with your clients, where they can, and with your prospective clients particularly, where they think, yes, that's the thing I'm really looking for. So I would encourage you to think about previous clients where you've had the biggest, the best results, clients that absolutely loved to work with you, where you really felt you made a difference, and dig into that and really look at what was different, what was the situation before they started working with you, and what changed, and how did the client feel about that. That's probably one of the biggest things you can do when it comes to really thinking about the value. So ask yourself the question about what will look or feel different to a client after they work with you. Also ask yourself the question, what would other people say? So what would somebody else say about your client? What's the difference that they can see? So even if your client doesn't necessarily feel the massive difference, what do other people see? Do they suddenly see a business that is constantly visible online? Do they see a business owner who is exuding confidence? Do they see somebody who has basically got their act together? Do they see a business which visibly now looks professional and fantastic and really comes across as massively credible? I was going to say creditable. So really think about how this might look to an external person's viewpoint, because sometimes that can be a really good way to get a bit of added perspective. And then the key thing here is you can go through a little process where you just continually ask yourself, which means that. So, for instance, if I was to say, I help clients grow their business, which means that. So it helps you then dig into, which means that the client has more money, which means that they no longer have all the stress of whether they'll ever be able to pay off their credit card debts. Which means that they can invest in a VA or some marketing support or some professional graphic design, which means that their business looks more professional, which means that they attract more clients, which means that business generates its own momentum, it starts to run smoothly, it attracts clients naturally, which means that the business becomes easy, professional and slick. So you can see how that which means that process can really help you start to get under the skin and break it down into much smaller, specific chunks that can really resonate with people. So those are my tips for this week. Really spend some time digging into the value you add, the difference that you make, and the impact that you have on your clients. And if this is an area where you really know you need to step up, and actually you know that this is probably hugely influencing your price, then I've got a great gift for you this week, because I have finally got around to putting out a free guide on how to demonstrate your value and how to articulate that. So I will pop that into the comments. Please feel free to download that. Obviously, please feel free to share this video and share the free guide as well with anybody else who you think could benefit. And I would love to hear your feedback about how this relates to you and whether this has helped you in some way in your business. Thank you.